The situation surrounding the potential acquisition of the J-35A fighter aircraft by Pakistan is a complex and multi-layered issue defined by a significant divergence between official public statements and a substantial body of persistent and detailed reporting from anonymous sources. A thorough examination requires analyzing the chronological sequence of events, the technical specifications of the aircraft in question, the potential geopolitical and strategic motivations of both involved parties, the logical implications of such a procurement, and the plausible reasons for the current state of ambiguous public disclosure. The narrative entered the public domain in a significant manner in June 2025, originating from a post on an official Pakistani government-affiliated social media account. This communication explicitly stated that the Chinese government had formally extended an offer for a comprehensive military aviation package, with the centerpiece being approximately 40 J-35A stealth fighter aircraft. The subsequent deletion of this post did not retract the information but rather amplified its resonance, triggering a series of reports from international defense analysis institutions and global news agencies. Throughout the subsequent weeks, these organizations, citing unnamed officials familiar with the negotiations, provided increasingly granular details. These reports asserted that a formal contract had been finalized, moving beyond the stage of a mere offer. Furthermore, they contained specific operational details, such as the claim that Pakistani Air Force personnel, including both pilots and ground crew technical specialists, had already commenced training and familiarization programs on the J-35A system within China. The timeline for delivery was also specified in these reports, suggesting a logistical pipeline was being established for the initial batch of aircraft to be transferred as early as the latter part of 2025 or the beginning of 2026. This consistent stream of reporting was directly and publicly contradicted in July 2025 by Pakistan's Defense Minister, Khawaja Asif. In a clear and on-the-record statement, he characterized the media reports as unfounded and existing purely within the realm of speculation, further implying that such stories served as promotional tools for the Chinese defense industry. This statement remains the sole official, attributable position on the matter from the Pakistani government and therefore constitutes a critical data point in any analysis. However, the geopolitical context continued to evolve. In September 2025, the President of Pakistan, Asif Ali Zardari, undertook a state visit to China, which included a highly symbolic tour of the Aviation Industry Corporation of China (AVIC) facility in Chengdu. This site is a premier research, development, and production center for China's most advanced combat aircraft. While public readouts from the visit focused on broad themes of deepened defense industrial cooperation without explicitly naming the J-35A, the context of the visit, being the first granted to a foreign head of state, strongly suggests that discussions on high-technology aerospace collaboration were a principal item on the agenda. To reconcile the contradiction between the detailed anonymous reports and the official denial, it is necessary to understand the standard protocols and strategic considerations that govern major international defense transfers, particularly those involving sensitive technology. Agreements concerning fifth-generation stealth aircraft, which embody a nation's most advanced and closely guarded technological innovations, are almost invariably conducted under strict secrecy. The public announcement is not a procedural formality but a calculated, diplomatic tool, timed to maximize strategic advantage, coincide with a specific political moment, or manage the reactions of regional adversaries. A premature public disclosure could complicate the final stages of negotiation on ancillary matters, provoke preemptive counter-strategies from other states, or trigger unwanted geopolitical friction. Therefore, an official denial at a certain juncture is a standard and expected component of maintaining operational security and diplomatic maneuverability. Potential complexities that would necessitate such secrecy are multifaceted. They include intricate financial arrangements, given Pakistan's economic situation, which may involve long-term payment plans, currency swap agreements, or strategic loans. Another critical area would be the negotiation of stringent technical security protocols, where China would likely insist on rigorous controls and potentially the presence of its own technical personnel to safeguard the sensitive stealth and avionics technology from any form of compromise or reverse engineering. The subject of these reports, the J-35A itself, is a twin-engine, single-seat, fifth-generation multi-role fighter aircraft. Its fundamental design principle is the optimization of a very low observable signature, primarily against radar and infrared detection systems. This is achieved through a synergistic combination of factors. The airframe's geometry is composed of continuous angled surfaces designed to deflect radar energy away from the source, the extensive use of radar-absorbent materials and specialized coatings on the canopy and airframe to dissipate the energy of incoming radar waves, and the management of engine heat signatures through specialized nozzle designs. A defining characteristic that separates it from previous generation fighters is the use of internal weapons bays. By carrying all munitions, including air-to-air missiles and air-to-ground precision-guided ordnance, inside the fuselage, the aircraft avoids the dramatic increase in radar cross-section that occurs when weapons are mounted on external pylons. The aircraft's airframe incorporates advanced composite materials and titanium alloys to achieve an optimal balance between structural strength, low weight, and thermal stability. Its avionics suite is built around an active electronically scanned array radar system, which provides superior power, jamming resistance, and multi-target tracking capability compared to older mechanically scanned radars. The core of its combat effectiveness lies in its advanced sensor fusion capability. This is a complex software and hardware architecture that automatically integrates data from the aircraft's own radar, its infrared search and track system, its electronic warfare support measures, and data links receiving information from off-board platforms like airborne early warning aircraft or satellites. This fusion process presents the pilot with a single, coherent, and simplified tactical picture on cockpit displays, drastically enhancing situational awareness, reducing pilot cognitive load, and enabling faster, more effective decision-making in high-threat environments. The potential integration of the J-35A into the Pakistan Air Force would represent not merely a platform replacement but a fundamental transformation of its tactical and strategic capabilities. The aircraft would function as the premier node in a networked combat system. Its primary operational role would be that of a forward, penetrating sensor and shooter. It would be designed to operate in contested airspace, protected by advanced integrated air defense systems, with a significantly higher probability of survival than any current asset in the inventory. From this position, it could identify and engage high-value targets such as enemy command and control centers, surface-to-air missile sites, and strategic support assets like aerial refueling tankers and airborne early warning aircraft, often before its own presence is definitively established. The J-35A's sophisticated data linking capabilities would allow it to act as a quarterback in the air battle, silently guiding other, less stealthy-friendly aircraft by sharing targeting information, enabling them to launch munitions without ever activating their own radars, a tactic known as cooperative engagement. The mere possession of such a capability, even in limited numbers, would impose a profound strategic dilemma on potential adversaries. It would compel them to reassess their own air defense doctrines, invest heavily in developing and procuring counter-stealth technologies such as low-frequency radars and advanced infrared search and track systems, and alter their own operational patterns, thereby granting Pakistan a significant degree of strategic initiative and deterrent effect. The official status of the J-35A deal remains unconfirmed due to the definitive on-the-record denial from Pakistan's defense minister. However, the persistent, detailed, and multi-sourced nature of the anonymous reporting, when combined with the high-level defense diplomatic engagement symbolized by the presidential visit to AVIC, creates a compelling body of circumstantial evidence. This evidence strongly suggests that the procurement process is in an advanced stage, likely either finalized and awaiting a politically optimal moment for announcement, or in the final phases of negotiation concerning the most sensitive technical and financial protocols. The ultimate confirmation will be an official announcement, an event that is a function of strategic timing rather than a mere reflection of contractual finality. The decision to disclose will be weighed against a complex matrix of domestic political considerations, regional stability calculations, and the broader strategic messaging intended for the international community.